What's something worth celebrating?
I'm celebrating um, that I got on a sales call today.
Let's go. Where did they come from?
She was somebody that I actually started talking to in the school group, and it
Nice.
turns out she's a referral from another client. I didn't know that when I was talking to her, and I didn't know that when I was on the discovery call, and then I
Mm,
found that out during at the beginning of the sales call. She's like, by the way,
yeah.
yeah,
Well, how did you take that? Did it kind of throw you off or?
totally threw me off. But then I was definitely like, because it turns out she's the personal trainer for my client. And so then I was
Oh,
like, wait, is she just getting on this call to like, collaborate or something? So then I was like, all this chatter was going on in my head.
yeah.
But no, she actually was looking for help. So
Okay. Okay, nice.
I didn't
And
close her, but
yeah, no worries. We'll get into that because yeah, it sounds like there's something good there for follow-up, second, third, fourth call. And Nora, I believe you're busy or on a call, I can tell here, but why don't we just dive into that, Lucy, because now that's intriguing. So, just let's break this apart. So, how do you feel about the call? Like, scale of 1 to 10, just overall, how do you feel about it?
for, for my like abilities, I think I put in my best effort
Okay.
and I think I did really good. Yes, I could have practiced more ahead of time with the new
Mhm.
script, but I did practice, just not enough. And so I
Okay.
think it gave me like I liked it. I feel like it went well. I think I did a lot of things good, but there's
What's one thing
definitely
that you feel you did like really well, just for clarity?
um understood her like got her to understand like um, the potential, where she wanted to go, her vision, where she was stuck. I felt like
Nice.
I was able to like do that with the
Mm.
conversation.
Yes, and that's the stack. So we have Vesna, Nora, Sahaba, welcome. We'll get into this because I had a massive breakthrough I cannot like begin to tell you. Um, it's really good. It's so good that I'm pivoting my whole marketing strategy. Like I need to get this out there. So, welcome, Vesna. It's been a while. Why don't we go with you and then we'll go Sahaba. What are some wins? What's something worth celebrating?
Hi, everybody. Hope you're all well. Um,
Yes.
well, for celebrations, I also had a breakthrough marketing
Nice.
wise.
Yes.
So the things with my workshops are where they are. I'm finishing this last cycle. And I'm still waiting to have my feedback for the meetings. But at the same time, I decided I will work again. I will finish my thing for the singles. And
Mm,
marketing wise, I had a breakthrough. I said I will just contact some websites, dating websites,
there
and
we go.
propose some free content for them. And then, like, because the idea was to create this course with 8 modules for
Yes.
going through the breakup. And so, like, from these modules, already at least use one to which will be like for free, like confidence
Mm,
booster or something like that that people can use for dating. And then besides have some other like selling module per module, not all together. And so like for like really not expensive, so they can have it this way if they want. So this was my breakthrough as well.
fantastic. And one thing that I caught from that is this idea of creating, right? Creating a blog or content, creating this opportunity by reaching out, creating hopefully this good feeling in you to be like, wait, I can do something and it can create something back to me. So this is for all of us, and I'm gonna take that as inspiration because what's funny is I had a coaching session with somebody, and that was the insight I gave them. Like, listen, you know your audience, like you know where they're at. Especially for her, it was like spas and like wellness centers. Like literally Google
Like,
map it and like find 10 of them, call them. Here's the script. Here's what to say. Here's how to handle objections. So yes, that's the epitome of this idea of like let's find a way, let's make a way to ultimately help people, help ourselves, help our family. So I see Nora now back online. How are ya? And then Sahaba.
Hi, I'm good. I'm good. I missed it. Did we say hi to everybody and what are you celebrating?
Yeah, yeah, go ahead. So what is your win or what's something worth celebrating?
Yeah, there are two things that I thought I'd bring up to the call today. One, I had a high-paying client come back out of the bushes
Let's
and she
go.
said,
I'm telling
I'm
you.
interested. But it's not done. She also has re-disappeared ever since
Okay.
this message. So I'll be interested
That's funny.
to break this down with you. And the second thing that thought to bring up here is that I've had this experience on, we're listing this houseboat for sale, and I listed it
Uh,
on a Facebook group for houseboats, and I got such a crazy amount of engagement that I haven't had in with all of my work on my socials for
mm,
so long. And so it just reminded me the power of serving the information in a place that's ready to receive it.
that's true.
And I haven't really tried doing that with my coaching work, but I would love to get those thousands and hundreds of comments on
Right. Yeah.
on the work that actually matters more.
I
Those
know.
are the
I
two
know.
topics that I thought to bring up for today's conversation, but we don't really need to
Yeah,
necessarily.
yeah, we'll cover it because at the end of the day, and I had a conversation with my coach, and he reminded me the offer, right? Like what we're bringing to the table is also something that we have to be extremely mindful of, right? Because I think Sahaba, we have another one coming in. So the thing is, sometimes we focus so much on our marketing, on the sales framework, on all the stuff right up to the pitch or the offer. But if we're also not working on the offer and the pitch and the presentation and the energy behind the presentation, all that work we did over here, I don't want to say can go to waste, but we're not really leveraging it, right? So even for Nora and Sahaba, as you're talking about this new thing that you're putting out there, it goes back to the idea of like scenario based marketing, talking about the results. Because in this case, Nora, like you posted something, the result is them seeing themselves living in this cool place, like it's maybe a good offering and they feel called to it, they feel attracted to it. So the same thing for Lucy, for Vesna, for everybody on the recording. What is your offer? But then, really, what is the underlying emotion? What's the underlying result that your client wants beyond losing weight, beyond, some of the things you're working on there, Vesna, right? What are some of the things that they ultimately truly desire? And then we want to pull those out in the vision section when we're asking them questions. And then we want to ask, well, why is that important? Why do they want to live in a boat? Why do they want this? They might not even know, but when you give them the space to elaborate on it, what does it do? They're essentially selling themselves. So I'm on this tangent because this is part of that stack. There's 7 things we have to do on every single sales encounter. That's a sales encounter, right? You post it in a community that's ready to receive. Now you have all of these, all this interest, and then you get to also choose who to sell it to, right? Or the best offer. Okay, so we'll come back to that. But Sahaba, how are you? How have things been, or what's something new? What's something worth celebrating?
Yes, hello everyone. Good to be here. Um, yeah, I mean, I just came from teaching at a school with kids. Um,
Yes.
and it was there's interesting things that came up in there, but my main thing that that's a celebration itself, but
Mhm.
it is interesting to hear this conversation and I'm thinking in the relevancy of having kids answer the questions first and the importance of that.
Mm,
Like really having, and then like just thinking how relevant that is for adults as well. Like just having people ask like,
yeah.
why do you want this? Just um but yeah, I launched my retreat in Portugal this summer. So
Nice.
the landing page is like I just need to fix the call to action button and then it's like
Hmm.
essentially ready for me to like really push out. So and fill. So
Let's go.
that feels like a big focus right now. I know that needs to all of those things that you just mentioned need to be
Yeah.
very clear and like very quickly for people.
Yeah, that's powerful because it comes back to this idea of space. We're giving them space, we're giving them a container, the
Mm,
opportunity to make a decision,
mhm,
right? Like you want something more, right? When it comes to losing weight or some of the work you ladies are doing as well, Nor and Sahava. Yeah, they want the process, but ultimately they want the result. So
mhm,
what is that? What does it mean for them? What does it help them? What does it cause them to feel?
mhm,
And then how can you create metaphors and stories to remind them of like, yeah, and so what this will do for you is this, and that. And it comes back to the pitch. And I'm guilty of this in terms of like, oh, I haven't really put emphasis on the pitch because the assumption is, well, we've been doing this for a long time. We know how to pitch. We know how to share. This is what I do. But sometimes we really haven't revisited, right? We haven't looked at it to see how am I talking about this? Does this sound worthwhile? Does this sound like exciting and like impactful, or is it just bullet points? Right. So we're gonna come back to this concept here because we're gonna talk about the stack. And so everything we get in those 7 questions, we use them. We use those answers to then create this offer, this pitch, to make it extremely relevant for the person, so that it becomes a natural bridge into this is who I want to become. Yeah, that's what we're gonna talk about today. The 7 questions, right? What are these 7 questions? So before we do that, of course, let's serve you guys. So just a quick round of like questions. So we went through the win. So what are some questions? Let's start with Lucy. We'll go Vesna, Nora, and then Sahava. What are some questions or things you guys are currently working on that we can, all collaborate on?
So, I don't know if this is a question that can be answered very quickly, but I guess the question that came up to me at the end was like, what should I have done differently? Because,
Yes.
okay, she gave the husband objection, but I mean, I had scaled it. I had done everything. She was giving it a 10. She totally seemed on board. So, I mean,
Yeah.
I respect that. Like she had to talk to her husband. So I went through the like, okay, well, maybe we can meet later today. So we
Mm,
booked 4 o'clock and I'm like, oh, because I was like, well, when do you feel like you're gonna talk to your husband? She's like, oh, after this. And I'm like, okay, would 4 o'clock work? So we booked that. And then I was like, what do you think your husband's gonna say?
okay.
And she giggled and was like, well, he's actually right here.
What?
And I was like, oh, I don't want to put any pressure on you. And he came into the screen. And so I was like, oh, hey, so I got to know him and I was like, I'd love to know what are your thoughts? I'm not sure how much you heard of this,
Yeah.
but what are your thoughts? And so he like looked at her, looked at me, and he was like, I really don't care how much it costs. He's like, all I care about is that she gets answers.
There
And
we go.
so, I empathized, I acknowledged, I was like, absolutely. And that's what I love about my job. This is what I do. I get
Right,
to the
right.
root of the problem, root cause, blah, blah. He loved it. And he's like, sounds great. And he like walked away. So
And
then,
then?
then I didn't know what to do. Cause then I was like, well,
Then
we already
you,
have
yeah,
this
you
4 o'clock
enroll her.
thing.
So
Well,
what did you
so
do? What did you do?
I said, well, how are you feeling now? I'm like, I didn't say, do
Mm,
you want to get started? Which I wish I had said those words. I said something else like, how are you feeling? Like, I don't even remember what I said. It's on the recording,
mm,
but I think it gave her too much opportunity. So she was like, well, I still
yeah.
feel like I want to, chat about a few things with my husband. So then I was like, oh my God. So I didn't
Mm,
uncover all the objections. And now I don't know what the objections were.
yeah.
And so I just texted her a little bit ago and I'm like, oh, I can't wait to talk to you at 4. And this was great to chat with you. And Here's the Zoom link. See you soon. And she wrote back, like, I'm looking forward to it. Thanks. I'll
Right.
see you at 4.
Yeah,
So now I'm
that's
like, well,
great.
wait, do I still have a chance? Like, I'm used
Well,
to,
yeah,
like, if they get off the call, I don't know if I've ever still made a sale.
I know. Yeah. What's different is now you are laying the foundation for them to feel really solid in their decision. So we can be okay with letting them go because we also understand that because our sessions are truly about clarity, true, like you said, that's literally what
Yeah.
you had talked about. You really understood her. The husband was like, as long as she gets the result, he sees it, she sees it. So that's what, and I'm getting chills thinking about it. That's the aligned sales method. So then we feel confident in letting them go. Like, yeah. So that's the biggest difference. The biggest
Okay.
difference between what you used to do and what's now happening is you can be okay with like, cool, like sounds like everything's there. Now, granted, what I would have done differently is this. It's very simple. So two steps. Number one, the guy or the husband, yeah, whatever, blah blah, and then you go to her. It's like, excellent. So how are you feeling? Are you ready to get to work so that way you can,
And tie it to her
So
vision. Yeah.
it's like awesome, well, thank you, John. And so Lucy, I mean, with that said, and smile, look at everything, right? It's like awesome. So with that said, John, or with that said, Lucy, are you ready to get to work so that way you can get the results, or how do you feel? Right? And just like so remember, sales is a transference of emotion. What emotion? Sales is a transference of certainty. Sales is a transference of self-worth, self-trust. I trust myself to get you the result. So when I'm asking you, are you ready to get to work? It's coming from a place of like, it's done. Like, let's fucking do this, right? So then you feel excited as well, just like internally, like, yeah, you know what? Let's do it. And so that's what I would have done differently. Now, let's say you would have been like, well, yeah, Lucy, but honestly, I don't know. Like, I still need to go and think about it, a few things. Then you label that and say, yeah, no worries at all. Here's the second thing. And you say like this, yeah, do you feel like it's just maybe a little bit of nerves coming up? You label it as something solvable. We can solve for a little bit of nerves. It's like, oh, yeah, no problem. I get it, Jenny. I guess I can I ask you an honest question? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, do you feel like it's just a little bit of nerves coming up at this point? Just maybe a little bit of like discomfort?
Okay.
Yeah, honestly, like, yeah. Okay, cool. Now there's ways to solve that, which I kind of do want to get into that, but also I want to kind of go around the room.
Yeah.
But let me, because I know we also have a conversation coming up here, so we'll talk
Yeah.
about it, and that's more so going into a metaphor about like, do you have kids? Yes. How old are they? X, Y, and Z age. Okay, cool. Once they get into the dating age, and they love or like somebody, and they're a little bit uncertain or nervous about going on a date, what would you tell your kid? Go for it, have fun, enjoy, like, you know what I'm saying? Be safe and all that stuff, but also it's like, go for it, if you do feel like there's something there. And then you take that and say, cool, so is that maybe applicable here as well? You feel a little bit of nerves, but
Mm,
ultimately you know that this is what you want, isn't it? And you're like, yeah, all right, cool. So with that said, what's the best email we'll be using? That's assume the sale. Now we're assuming the sale. Awesome. Well, congrats. I'm excited for you. What's the best email you'd like to use? What's the
mhm.
best card you'd like to use? So that's really advanced. That because that's as you guys can see, there's like 3 or 4 steps there,
Yeah.
but you can all do that. It's just practice.
Cool.
Okay. And so we'll get into it because I know we have a call. What are you guys gathering from that? So Hava, Nora, Vesna, like what are you guys seeing there that you can also do in your own calls?
What's coming up for me is more of a question because I've had this like back and forth with people before. Um, And I'm just wondering if other people have had that experience and then it ended up being like a really positive experience with their client. Because so far it's like the easy signups have been really great experiences, but the back and forth, like wobbly, I haven't felt fully met in the
Mm,
container. So it's like when I'm hearing this, I'm feeling like resistance around it.
yeah,
Like I'm like, I don't want to do that.
I
Like
know.
but I'm like, but is this part of the sales process that I should be open to doing? Like, does it bring those quality relationships?
Mm,
Like, how has that experience been?
yeah,
Or is there a real reason that you feel, yeah, like I just feel like I'm thinking of my own personal
that's
experience.
great.
I've been on the other end of being sold to in that way, and it ended
Yeah,
up they were really good at selling, and I felt a lot of resistance in the beginning, and then they were really good at selling, and it wasn't,
yeah,
I didn't get what I needed from that relationship. But in other
yeah,
times, maybe it did, and I didn't realize it because I was a yes the whole time inside. So maybe it's
yeah,
just like
yeah.
you feel her yes really strong intuitively. Like, yeah, yeah, kind of questioning around
Yeah.
when
So
to
there's
really.
there's a lot of things there for sure, absolutely. So a big part of this is the assumption that we're operating out of is that we can help this person, number one.
Yeah,
Number
yeah.
two, we want to help this person, number two. Because yeah,
Mm,
if like if that example, if she's like dragging her feet and also not being collaborative, I'm like, yeah, like cool. Like go think about it. I gotta go, right? But
yeah,
also it's like if I can see I can help her, I do want to help her, and I can see it's literally just nerves and fear.
yeah.
That's the whole point of a coach. Your whole duty as a leader is to help someone overcome their fears. Literally, like that's why when they go through your school or go through Lucy's thing, like isn't it about transformation? Isn't it about getting them from where they don't want to be to where they do want to be? Is that going to be pretty sexy and amazing? Not all the time. There's going to be messiness and resistance. Cool. So as leaders, like I know that, and I have to be willing and able to go along with that friction
Mm,
and understand that in the bell curve uh, statistical model, yeah, I'd love to work with the clients over here where 20% of them, 10% of them are amazing. But I also
mm,
understand that a big portion of them may not be the best or they may be aligned, but some of them may have, a little bit of resistance to deal with. So it's
mm,
it's it's just this idea of it's many angles, statistically speaking, have we been the best clients for the people that we've done work with? Whether it's the grocery store or the shoe store or the movie theaters, I don't know, right? I'm sure there's been times where we haven't been the best client. So statistically speaking, it's part of it, but also if you want to help them and you can help them, it's gonna take some like overcoming their fears.
mm. Yeah. Yeah, I think the money thing is also really big, that she's not, it's like, then the question isn't value.
Mm-hmm.
And I think when the conversation opens up around like finances and they don't want to invest, then they're questioning the value of the transformation. So automatically not having that part of the conversation, Lucy, that you're having, like the value is understood, I think also is already like standing on that foundation is a lot stronger than I
Yeah.
think a lot of the conversations that I'm mentioning now in hindsight with the conversations were probably around value
Mm-hmm.
as well, not
And
fear. Well, that could be both, but yeah.
right. Well, the thing is, they fear that if they move forward, they're gonna waste their time, money, energy, and effort, right? But it's always fear, by the way. And another big thing is also self-worth. Sometimes people see the value,
Yeah.
but they don't feel worthy or ready to transform because there's limiting beliefs, there's a lot. So that's why when you can like go fishing, it's like, yeah, so do you feel it's a little bit of nerves coming up? Or if you're really, really intuitive enough and skilled enough to find that limiting belief, you can call it out. Can I be honest with you? Do you feel it's a little bit of whatever it
Mm,
is, a little bit of ego, a little bit of doubt, a little bit of perfectionism, a little bit of whatever, and then they'll be like, yeah, or no, it's not that, it's this.
mm,
All right, tell me more about that.
mm.
So it's always fear, right? It's fear of not being enough, fear of wasting time, fear of like failure, fear of success, fear of what are our fears? Lucy, right? Vesna, like Savahaba, Nora, what's your fear? Like that's their fear because we all are human. But I want to call on Vesna because Vesna had maybe something there that you wanted to say earlier.
Yeah, what I observe, maybe it can serve you. That's why I want to share.
Yes, yes.
Often when we think about, for me, this was the experience when I was thinking about coaching, I didn't know what it can do for me. I didn't understand what is
Mm,
the value it can be there for me. So I tried like there was a lady, she did this course and then she needed to coach some people for free to see how it goes. So I signed for that, and for me it was like, okay, just help her, because I didn't expect anything. I didn't know what it can do for me. And I
mm-hmm.
think it's really important to show to the person on the other side that you can really bring them across the bridge they want to go across to the other side. And for me, I was thinking a lot about this for this heart hero thing, for this thing for men. And I was like, in
Mm,
my head, I was like doing it this way. Let's say talking with the person, like with genuine interest, how they are, where they are, but asking the questions which can serve me to answer. Because like, for example, I have the module to get over the limiting beliefs, to get over the fear of rejection, to get all these things, and then
yes.
to prepare the questions which will answer, if they can, like these modules can serve them. Let's say, how do you think, so what do you think about women? If you talk to a man, let's say, and they say, okay, I think they're all
Mm,
bitches and stuff. Okay, there is a limiting belief. So
mm,
this is the thing that you can serve them with. And then like say, okay, do you think it could be better for you? Do you think would it be a good thing to meet a woman which is not a bitch, which treats
yeah.
you with respect? When you create a beautiful relationship, like creating this future for them,
Yes.
but and going with genuine interest. And Lucy, I think you did a great job. I
Yeah.
don't think you said anything wrong, but it's
You
great
did
that you will
amazing.
talk to her today. And so you talk to
Thank
her
you.
today and you just say, okay, you just get more interested in what she wants to do, and then
That's it.
show her the way, like, because you know what you will be able to teach her. Like, ask the questions which will confirm what you can do for her, and then take the
Yes.
take her to the road where she can, where she can see what will be do for her. Because I think often coaching, we don't know we can expect. So I think this
Yes.
is one thing. For me, what I'm working on is also the wording. I understand, with the
Mm,
children, the workshops, it's really amazing how we learn all the time. Because if I say to a child, the self-talk helps you to overcome your fears, it
mm,
doesn't do the same for them if I use the same thing in another sentence as, if you feel confident, you do this.
mm.
So it's complete, because it's still hard. It still stays a bit, how to say,
General?
abstract.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you need really to put them in the feeling. What really does it
That's what I'm saying.
when I feel this, I do this.
That's literally what
So
it
like,
is.
so this is my
Yeah.
second. Yeah.
So we'll cover that because that's the idea of scenario-based marketing. It's a scenario, right? Like, what is the life they want to live into? Here's the important thing, right? This was the breakthrough that I had. At the end of the day, we all are becoming, all of us, we want to become something more, something better. That's why we want to lose the weight. That's why we want to date. That's why we want to go through, some of the things that Nora and Sahab are working on. We want to become a better fucking human being and better person. So then that turns into a question. Who are they becoming? Who is your client becoming by working with you? You ask them that. And that's one of the 7 questions. And it's the sequence of when you ask it that is extremely important because that will reveal to them what they need and it will reveal to you if you can actually deliver on what they need. So for you, Vesna, that's what that's how you get the wording. What do they want to become ultimately? Like visually, what are they doing? How are they living? How are they thinking, breathing, acting? Like what's going on? Focus on that, describe it, okay, and that's gonna give you the wording. Okay, does that help? Perfect. Let's go. All right. So now Nora and then Sahava, and then we'll get into some training here. But what about you, Nora? What are some things you're working through or working on?
Well, first of all, I just want to tell you how much I appreciate this conversation that's just been going on, and recognize this aspect of the person needing to make that choice for themselves. And so,
Yes.
as I'm listening to everyone, I would say that what's coming for me is that indeed, like going back into meeting the person that is so close to making a wonderful
Yes.
decision for themselves, but might not be actually 2 feet in. Uh,
Yeah.
I wonder what it would be like to say, like, we're ready to go, but we're not until you are. So call me when you are. And then actually
Yeah.
not pushing and not trying to figure out.
Yeah.
But this is just hearing to
Yeah.
what has been spoken in the field and the truth of what a drag it is when people
Yeah.
are going over the line a little bit reluctantly versus actually shutting the door a little bit on them for them to
Mm-hmm.
actually come back of their full will. And actually it ties with what I'm living through. So maybe I
Mm.
I could yeah, tell you about this client for whom I had made an offer for a year-long mentorship. So that's a $10,000 offer. And I never offered her anything else than that because I
Mm-hmm.
do feel that with the phenotype that she is, it's the appropriate level of coaching for her. And I received text just at the end of last week that said, um, hi, Nora. Excuse the late text and lack of decisiveness from me last year. Felt called to reach out and say if the opportunity opens, I would love to work with you warmly. And so to it, I was like, great to hear from you. Yes, the opportunity to work together is open. I'm excited. Let's first get on a 30-minute phone call this weekend or this week to go over the
Mm-hmm.
details and make sure we're aligned because I do want to hear it from her and I do want to make sure that we're going for a full year.
Yes.
So I was like, when works best? 3 options. It's 30 minutes. It's free. I'm going to ask you those things, and here are the steps that are going to follow. Let me know if you have any questions. And no answer since then. And so all of my options
Okay.
for this quick phone calls are now coming to, um, being behind us. I think the last option I offered is in 30 minutes. So no.
Yeah. Well, first of all, congratulations. That's amazing. Second of all, have we ever been in a situation where we wanted to do something, but then life hit us or our limiting beliefs kept us? Yeah. Has that ever happened to you, Nora, where you really wanted to do something, but your limiting beliefs kept you, your life kept, yeah. What am I getting at? Compassion, understanding. It's shifting from me and I want this call and I want this, like, okay, cool. She didn't respond. Um, I'm curious what happened. So that's how you go about it. You know, Jenny, hey Jenny, hopefully you're doing well. I haven't heard back from you. Just wanted to see if you're okay. Just want to see if you're good. Or whatever your truth is. Just wanted to see like are you okay? Like are you good? Or like what would you say? What would you say to someone that you it sounds like you care about this person, but also you want to help them transform, but also you don't want to chase them. But you want to
I
show that hey, like
I just made sure yesterday that she received the message. I just said checking that you received the message above because I do
mm,
get that the idea is like, okay, you might be okay. I don't know if she sent it in the middle of the night, but a little bit like um I'm making this decision late at night and then I have a crazy last day of work and then I go into the weekend and then
yeah.
everything gets crazy again and life catches up. So yeah, just kind of wanted to resurface it. But I do, besides that, also feel like, okay, she mustered her courage to come back. Like if if that is really what she wants. She is gonna continue coming back.
Exactly.
And also as I just spoke and what has been surfaced in this call today is really not worth
Yeah.
running after someone
Yeah.
who where the dynamics already up in the open like that.
Yeah. For sure. I mean, again, like number one, compassion, like heart centeredness, understanding. Because then what does that do for you? It helps you feel at ease. Versus like, I can't believe she fucking ghosted me. Like, she's incredible. Like, really? She reached out to me and now she, like, that doesn't do anything for us, right? It makes us feel upset. So, first things first, cool, ease. Like, Hakuna Matata. Remember, I've taught about that. Like, no worries. Okay, cool. Like, she didn't respond. Let me hit her up. You did. Cool. Hey, how are you? Are you okay? Like, just want to make sure you got this. No response. Cool. Now at that point, you can cleanly move on, and that's that.
I will surface something which actually reminds me of what you once spoke to this call, because actually it was also with another client that maybe
Mm,
another person was going to work with, and just the choosing who we want to work with. Because if I'm
yes.
completely honest, a few months ago after my last interaction with her, where I did make her an offer and then didn't hear back, the way the exchange went, I remember telling my partner, I think I might have dodged a bullet.
Yeah.
Because
100%.
and as much with like I do hearing you and centering the compassion, and like I know her life is complicated
Mm,
and I know her situation is really tough, and um considering the amount of contradicting information that has been
mhm.
present in the exchanges through and through, it's
Yeah.
hard to know if you really want to sign a year-long,
Yeah.
yeah, transformation plan,
Yeah.
and
You always want to get on the
month is one
phone.
foot in,
Yeah.
one foot out, every single sentence, you know.
Yeah.
I'm not sure where the wisdom lies here, and it's really
Yeah. Well, it's acceptance. That's the wisdom. The wisdom is acceptance. Acceptance of what is. What is she reached out and you reached out and she didn't reach out and then you reached out and she didn't reach out again. And so it's accepting that's the reality and then letting it go and then moving on.
mm.
Because in that case, now you get to choose. Yeah, I don't want to deal with that. Like, I want to move on. Like, I want to grow and, help people. And again, coming back to leadership, coming back to impact, empowerment.
And the truth is, like, I'm always going to be here for someone or her the moment that they're willing to be here, right? Like, it's not we're closing
Yeah,
door and we're mad and we think that it's a personality trait that can be
yeah,
changed. It's just that, yeah, is the wisdom to be perceptive as a professional that actually, um, until people jump in 2 feet
yeah,
in and show follow through, it is going to be really hard to be
yeah,
successful
exactly.
at the coaching process.
Yeah, 100%. And so that's different between fear and like a lack of commitment, right? Because a lack of commitment is they don't actually want the result. They don't actually want like yet because their actions are showing that. But when you want the result, but you're just a little bit scared, that's different. That's when we can coach them and lead them through it. I'll give you a perfect example. My son, who's over here playing, I can hear him. I can say, dude, hey, you're gonna be like an engineer. You're gonna be like the best thing. Like you, this is what you're gonna do. And then he's gonna be like, I don't want that. I'm not committed to that, dad. Versus like he tells me, dad, I want to be an engineer, but I don't know, like I don't look like these guys, and I'm not acting like these guys, and I don't know if I should do it. I need to again coach them to through that fear, but he wants it. That's what we're talking about. Those are two very separate scenarios. Make sense?
One last thing that you're touching on right now that I'd love to bring up, which is goes back to the nerves, is like people can have nerves going into a situation, or people can have such deep self-doubt, as you said,
Yeah.
self-worth about whether that's really possible for them. So even though they reach for it, then they tend to self-sabotage because they just cannot deeply wrap their head around
Yeah.
the fact that things can change for them.
That's
Yeah.
right.
And actually, I would love to hear from you if you would say that as a coach, it's our job to actually help them believe different, or also recognize that they are where they're at. And I don't know
Yeah.
if you have perspective on that.
It's both because we're providing space. We're providing an opportunity. We're providing them a chance. We're providing them a bridge. The bridge is right in front of you. You can walk over the bridge if you want. If not, that's okay. Like it's another guy right behind you. Like get out of the way. We don't say that. We don't put it out there, but we also internally know, hey, like this is a space for your own breakthrough, your own vision, your own creation. Do you want that? Why do you want that? Here are the 7 questions. What do you want? Why do you want that? Why do you want that now? Right? Um, do you want to settle for otherwise? Are you the type of person who's willing to settle? No? Okay, who do you want to become? That's very powerful. Okay, so what do you want? Number one. Why do you want that? Why? And so I guess is something going on in your life, Jenny, that's causing you to want to lose 30 pounds or like what's going on? Okay, gotcha. And I guess ultimately, it seems like you're not the type of person to settle for your current life. Is that the case? Yeah. Why is that? Then we get into, okay, cool. So then who do you want to become? Okay, that's 5 of the questions. We'll give you the last 2 here in a second. So Vesna,
Nora, I hear you very clear and understand. I think it's really a challenge. But let's say I like a lot spiritual things, and then sometimes I
mm,
want to offer these kind of things to my friends, and then each
yes,
time I would say, can I buy how to say gifts gift coupon or something for my friends, and they would say no, they need to come alone because they will come when they are ready. And I hear, for me, when you talk about this, I hear the same thing. I said, let's say I show you the solution I have for you, and now I let you there. You
yes,
come to me when you are ready. Maybe you're not. You know if you are ready or not. And I think because when you it's like in a couple, when somebody is too interested, then this one pulls away, and maybe it will be a great couple, but this guy just it's subconsciously they feel something that is there, right? And so when they feel that we are interested, like that our interest is too strong, they just kind of pull away. I don't know why it's happening, but here it's like the same dynamic as in a couple. So you say, this I offer to you. This is my vision for you in the future. And then when you're ready, you come to me.
yeah,
Maybe not today, maybe later, maybe today. It's your, maybe this can also, because then it puts them, they need to move. And at the same time, I was like, sometimes, when you with the people, and this is another thing that I learned. I find it's still in the learning phase, so I'm not mastering it. Is in the coaching thing instead, like Luis, you said, if I tell them, like you said for your son, if I tell them what to do,
hmm,
it's like I don't want to do that. But if you go with the questions, and with the questions, they will come to the same answer. Let's say I have that this person needs to become that they need to overcome their fear of rejection, for example, in the dating sphere. And then I don't go and say, okay, to get rid of fear of rejection, we need to go out and get rejected, but we need to go through. I need to ask the questions which
that's
will
it.
take them that they say, oh, this is the solution for me. I don't
Yeah,
know if this helps.
that's all we can do. So, Sahaba, all we can, that's how you balance it. We ask a question. The assumption is there's rapport, there's truth. Because they could also lie to you. They say, yeah, yeah, no worries. I just need to talk to my spouse. You know? Yeah, finding through questions. Yeah. So, yeah, no worries. So, for example, in that example, if someone tells me, okay, cool, Luis, this is awesome, and listen to my tonality, right? Okay, Luis, yeah, this is awesome. I just need to go talk to my spouse, but thanks so much. We'll talk to you in a bit. Then I go, yeah, no worries at all. Well, listen, let's just take a quick step back for a second. Let's just put making a decision aside. Let's put money aside for a second because what's most important for me, Jenny, is alignment. So, just to be clear, just out of curiosity, yeah, no worries, you don't have to do anything today. Just based on everything we've covered, though, like, do you feel this is something that's actually going to be helpful and useful for you and what you're looking to do, or not really? So, what did I do there? I said, this is what it is. Do you want it? Yes or no? Or yes or no, right? Or not really? And then they feel that I'm pulling away, like, like based on what we've talked about, do you think this thing over here is going to be helpful? Yes or not really? Well, not really. Cool. And just for clarity, I guess, like, how come? What part of it do you feel is not useful for you? Well, I actually want more group and less one to one. Oh, okay. So now I need to just clarify that my offer wasn't aligned. It's like, yeah, so actually we do have that. Is that if we can solve for that, is there anything else that might keep you from moving forward to getting what you want? No, that's literally it. Okay, cool. So actually, I don't think for you it's the 10K thing. I think for you it's the 5K thing. Okay, yeah, we can do that. So it's like always clarifying, always asking questions, always just having this. It's tension too, right? It's a little bit of tension. It's being okay with uncomfortable conversations. It's okay with rejection. That's incredible right there, Resta. Being okay with that. Like, that's okay. Like, if this isn't for you. But we operate as a person, as a leader, we operate like that. We don't say that verbally, but we operate like that. And so that's how you find out, like, yeah, what's going on? Like, you ask them, like, and then let's say she lies to me, or who he lies to me, is like, no, 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 yeah, I love it, it's amazing, but I'm good. Like, let me just think about it. No problem. Again, like, you don't have to do anything today. My big thing is alignment. So just for clarity, because you're saying you like it, but then you don't sound like it. So what's really going on right now? I just to be clear, like, it's okay. You don't have to do anything today. Oh, well, to be honest, this, like, now we're getting clarity. Now we're getting truth. So this is what it's about, is what's the truth? The truth is usually the opposite of fear. That's what we're seeking. So in that example, I know we went deep in this because it's philosophical to some extent. Like, how much do you push? How much do you chase? How much do you don't chase, you don't push, you ask. You provide space for them to come to their truth. And if their truth is, honestly, I want this, but I'm feeling a little bit scared. Okay, no worries. Have you ever done something in your life that you felt a little bit scared, but when you did it, you realized, holy crap, I'm glad I did that. Case in point, I got accepted into UCLA, a university many, many miles away. I didn't feel like I belong. I didn't feel like I was going to do it. I didn't feel like I could, like, actually make it happen. And I was scared shitless, but I did it. And I failed miserably. My first exam, I got a D. I wanted to quit. I wanted to go back home, but I followed through. So if you follow through with this, do you feel like this is something that can be helpful and useful for you? Yeah, absolutely. And why? So we're asking them, do you want this? Yes, why? And so if you don't get this, what would happen? This. So if the truth, it doesn't actually align to what you can help them with, then that's the truth. The truth is like, yeah, yeah, hey, listen. And I've done that, by the way, many times. Hey, listen, man, based on everything you're telling me, like, yeah, we've got this brotherhood that's geared towards leadership and just being just kind of a well-rounded individual, but you're looking for business coaching. That's not really what we do. So we can't help you. Oh, dude, thank you. You saved me 30 minutes. Yeah, man, no worries. Boom, get out. Like, truth, 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 truth. So, Sahaba, your turn. I know we've been kind of like answering some questions, but let's maybe keep it tight. And then I want to use the last 5 minutes to finish with the last two questions of this stack. And what I'm going to do is a training around this. I'll put it in the school community because it's the sequence. It's a sequence of how you ask these questions that really matters. But Sahaba, yeah, what questions you got?
I just wanted to show my landing page and get your feedback and see if
Yes.
answering these questions through the landing page, because that's like essentially I'm not, and then like, yeah, and I guess just what type of call to action to really, yeah, I guess just your feedback on the
Let's
landing page.
do it. Go ahead and
Um,
share it. Let's go.
um, Okay. Do you see it?
Okay, let's see.
Themselves, and then
Hmm.
the Bloom experience. I'm just gonna
Let's read this
continue.
real quick.
You read it? Okay. Up top, read it. I
Yeah,
feel like this
let's
is
see.
the
It
most
says,
important.
yeah, okay.
I had this sentence below originally, but then was like, I didn't know if this was gonna like just if this was enough, if they needed
Mm,
to also have this.
they do, yeah, they do. Because it's the headline. So the Bloom Portugal, it sounds like it's the brand. So then usually your headline will be this right there, a rose medicine and womb immersion. So that's the headline, you know.
Yeah,
So
I
the
mean, my
mhm.
brand is the Rose School. I call the retreat Bloom, and it's in Portugal. So it's like the retreat name in Port. It
Yeah,
is essentially like the brand name, the name of the
that's
thing.
right. Yeah, the event. Yeah, that's good. So this is good. So the first three things are good. So Bloom is a 5-day retreat. Sure. Okay, let me ask you a question. So that they can, so then it's like it's a retreat who are ready to understand their bodies, reconnect with the rhythms, and feel at home. But just from like for us to understand, so that they can,
Um, I mean, there's so many
and maybe it was
things.
the top three. What's the top three? So that they can,
Live more aligned lives, make easeful choices, feel
what
healthy in
type of
their
choices? Let's
body.
go there. So what
Choices.
type of choices?
Well,
Yeah. Um, it really, well, it could be that also depends on like, I mean, it helps with planning, it helps with creativity choices, it helps with
What are they planning?
especially
Let's
with
say.
health. What?
What are they planning? What are they deciding between? What are they
Their
working
whole
on?
no, like I mean, like planning their schedule even. Like it goes
Hmm.
down to like just like their energy, like you said, like their ten like what to focus on, their creativity,
Hmm.
so that they can feel at home in themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I could be like so that they can feel at home. Yeah, but that's essentially it. Yeah. I could just switch that around.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's too vague for people.
That is too vague because that's a metaphor.
That's
So when they're at home with themselves, what happens?
they feel ease, like it's just this feeling of like ease,
There
comfort,
we go.
like intuition. There's this
Hmm.
spaciousness, there's like
There we go. See, those are
grace, like
way
there's like
better. Those are
forgiveness.
good. Those are really good. I would play with those, but then also, what's the opposite of that? What are they dealing with?
Symptoms, so like physical discomfort, symptoms, a lot of confusion. A lot of women come because they're just like confused,
There
like
we
they
go.
just don't actually know what's happening in their bodies. So even if they are like I mean also like avoid or achieve pregnancy, but that's like very different. But it's so a lot of women are just yeah, it's a confusion um or symptoms and symptoms can be yeah with their feminine yeah so they can connect with their feminine right
There we
yeah like I'm
go.
thinking broader because I'm so pigeonholed in all the things that it's like it's hard like to know what the audience the general audience would just be like oh I want to connect to my divine feminine my spiritual like
Yeah.
my nature like just my inner nature but I don't know if
Hmm.
people know what that means
That's
right
right. Yeah.
their
So
natural essence their
ultimately,
creativity
hmm so ultimately, what usually happens is, and then we'll end on this. They
uh-huh
want to move away from something,
yeah
and they want to move towards something else.
Yeah. So what I did was I wrote the little ex of like what it's going to be. Like these are like
Yeah.
the topics we're going to be covering here. And
Yes.
then I have a testimonial where someone said the
Nice.
transfer just unlocked to me. And it's a friend of mine and like a friend who's done my work. And she's like, she was really just messaging. She was giving me feedback. She's like, really, you should just say the transformations Sahaba was this and like she's like I know your work does so much more than just your periods But that's
Yes.
the touch point that I think people would be able to connect with the most. So
Yeah.
I used her testimonial to be like, look, this is a woman who's like, she's a CEO, like a
Yeah.
business CEO herself. And
So
like,
there you go.
so this
So you
was
see right there what she said? Look it. It's right there.
exactly. So that's why I
No,
was
no,
like,
no. But look. So look.
yeah,
Go down right there. You're missing it. So that way, right there, right there. So that
yeah,
way, so remember when I asked you, so that they can what? So then it's right there. Slow down
yeah.
in a world that's constantly shouting at me. That's it. That's literally the
Yeah,
line.
that's why I quoted her. I was like, I can't say this better. But do I need to move that up, you're saying? Or
Well, so then I'm recommending you take that essence of
yeah,
slow down. Where did it go? Slow down in a world that's constantly shouting at me to be productive. There's something there around productivity and hassle and being pulled in different directions. So take the essence of that and move it up to the sub
like
headline.
you
But
said,
we'll talk. We can
it's
set up a call. We can go deeper
soften
as
in a
well.
harsh world. It's like,
Can
Yeah.
I interrupt?
yeah,
Zahava, is the purpose that, let's say, when I understand better my period, how does it work hormone wise, and what can I expect during, like, let's say, I don't need to force it when the time of the month is that when I can permit myself to calm down and to relax. Like,
Yeah.
does this serve, like what you're teaching me here? Will it help me accept myself through the understanding where I am in different parts of months, and this way not force it when I and be like kind to myself and permit myself to be less productive, to take more time for
Yeah.
resting when it's like, and the other
yeah,
part of the month I know that I will be able to, how to say, all the things I wasn't able to do when I was resting. I will be
Yeah.
able to do it all when in the peak month, where my estrogen is on the top, and I can do everything, like 5 things more than I would do normally. Maybe like
Yeah.
explaining what does this cycle do. Maybe this can be like accepting yourself, accepting where you are during the month, and playing with it. Maybe, I don't know. Does it
Yeah.
help?
yeah. It's
And we can
interesting
s-
'cause
and we can set up a call just real quick to just be
I know
timely
you're gonna
here.
close up. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, just to be timely. So go ahead and stop sharing there. And so what I want to do is give you guys the last two pieces because this is going to be important. So first and foremost, what's the first piece to this puzzle out of the seven questions? Put it in the chat or just say it out loud. What's the first thing we need to be very clear on? Out of the seven, what's the first one?
What they need,
Yeah, what
what
do
their
they
goals are.
want? What do they need? Yeah, what's their vision? So write down the word vision. What's the second one?
So what's holding them back?
Actuality, like vision
What?
actualizing.
Well, right there. Why do they want that?
Oh,
All right. Why?
They're like ultimately the end game. Like, why is that important? Yeah, the desire behind the goal. I want a home. Oh, cool. Might sound like a silly question, but why do you want a home? That's important. Vision, why? So write down the word why. What's the third one?
Are you the type of person to settle for?
It's almost there. That's a very important one. That comes right after
why
this
why
third
do you
one.
want it now?
Oh, why
Yes.
now?
Why
Nice.
now? Like, oh, cool. So Luis, what do you want? Yeah, I want a home. Cool, man. And yeah, I guess like silly question, but why do you want it? Oh, for this reason. Cool, man. And like, I guess is this new or like why do you want a home now? Like, why now though? Right? Number three. Number four, Lucy, settling, right? Or so write down the word settle. So we need to invoke this idea of like, yeah, man, and it sounds like you're not the type of guy who's just gonna settle for not having your home, right? Oh yeah, and why? So what we're trying to get clarity on is what do they want? Why do they want it? Why do they want it now? What happens if they settle? Are they the type of person to settle? So the fourth word is settle. The fifth, what which you guys already said it right there, is yes, who do you want to become then? So write down the word become. Okay, Luis, and so I'm curious, man, like once you have your home, like ultimately, what does that do for you? Or like who would you become? Oh yeah, I'd become this person. I'd become a homeowner. Okay, cool. And I guess like who do you need to become now to eventually get to that level? Right? I'm giving a silly example, but for fitness, health and wellness and menstrual health, gotcha. And I guess like yeah, let's say you're now operating at from ease and flow and fun, and you're not feeling just weighed down by the world. I'm curious, Eric. I guess like who do you want to become? What is this about for you? They will tell you then if they struggle with that, say okay, so what's the identity you want to step into? That's another word, identity. Number five, identity. I use become, but it's really identity. It's, you know, here's the sixth one, okay? The sixth one is the consequence. Number three is why now? Two words. Number six is consequence. Because then we have to figure out, okay, gotcha, Lucy. So I guess if you don't hit those goals and become that six-figure entrepreneur, I gotta ask, like, what would be the consequence of that? Would you have to kind of give up on this business of yours, or what would happen? I don't know. We need to be very clear. They need to understand what happens if nothing changes. But notice the sequence. We're asking it after they have clarified what they want, why they want it, for their reasons, not ours. Who do they want to become? And what happens if they don't become that? What real world consequences do they need to like come to terms with? Why tell me guys, why is this important? Why is it important to understand in our life what happens if we don't change the things that we know we want to change? Why is it important to know this?
Oh, that you'll have to invest a lot more after usually. It's like invest now so you don't have to invest a lot more. I know that's with health, right? It's like if you listen to the whisper, you won't
That's
get the
true.
scream. So that can
Mm,
help with different things.
that's massive. Yeah. Yes, that's true. Yes. And it also is usually it's a matter of time and that's really the biggest most scarce resource we have. We're wasting the time that we can use to grow and flourish. And when we understand the consequences, it then allows us to make a decision. So that's the seventh piece is needs or decision.
It
Okay,
also,
gotcha.
yeah,
Huh?
the consequence also really defines the value.
Yes. Yeah, because if there isn't a big consequence, then it's like
Yeah,
it's
it
not a
really,
big,
yeah.
yeah, so it's a gap. It's really a gap analysis. When you look at it, that's what we're doing. We're understanding the gap, we're analyzing the gap, we're asking what happens if that gap doesn't get filled. And last but not least, naturally, what do you need? Yeah, what do you need? What decision do you need to make, Vesna? So that way you can actually become a six-figure entrepreneur. Oh, Luis, I need to be more organized. I need to be more precise. I need whatever. Okay, gotcha. So what do you feel you need, Sahaba? So you want to build this Portugal retreat. What happens if you don't actually fill it? Oh, I would be losing on income, impact, fun. Cool. So what's the decision that you need to make to ultimately have an incredible retreat? Or what do you need? What do you feel you need? Oh no, 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 no. These don't need to. This is just a sequence. So Nora, so this is just the sequence that we want to use when we're having a sales encounter or sales conversation. However, now you're bringing up a great point. You do want to, if you truly do understand your avatar, you take those answers and then you can use them in your landing page. Because in the sales conversation, we take these answers and then we use them in the pitch and the offer.
Mm.
Right. So then this is perfect because then we'll end on this. Looping back to Lucy's question there, what could I have done differently? A big thing could have been around like, okay, cool, yeah, I see what you want and I see why you want it and kind of your journey that you've been on. But can I ask, Jennifer, like, who do you want to become after you lose those 20 pounds? Like, what do you mean? Yeah, 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 like ultimately, like, what's the identity you want to step into for you or for your family? Like, who is that? Who is that version of you? She will tell you. Is she telling you? The real thing is she's telling herself. This is who I want to become. And this is how you know it's aligned because when they understand all of these segments, they will then make a decision. I need to get help. And once you present how you help them, they will be able to see if that's actually aligned or not. So that's why this is important because again, you can have an incredible discovery call and realize they will realize, hey, what you offer is not what I need. Therefore, I'm not going to move forward because you gave them so much clarity, which is a good thing. So that's why we got to level up our offer and meeting people where they're at. Otherwise, we're gonna like we've given so much clarity that we're like, oh, dude, I forgot to tell them this, this, and this. So let's end on that note because I know we all have, things we got to get to. But what are some takeaways? We'll go Lucy, Vesna, Nora, Sahava. What are some insights, takeaways? This is just an introduction because this is just a breakthrough I had literally like today. So this is the beginning of something massive because it's identity based sales paired with the idea of creating space for them to make a decision. So what am I talking about here? Sales is now an intervention and an invitation. Intervention of what? Intervening against the shit that's been holding them back from the life that they desire. Hopefully, you can feel the weight of that. I'm getting chills. Like, this is different. Then it's an invitation to say, based on everything I've gathered, John, Lucy, Jenny, whoever, this is what I think would be best for you. And then to everybody's point, we can then say, here it is. Make a decision. That's now the power of clarity and then giving them what you believe they need and then them saying, dude, oh my God, yes, I need that. Like, let's do it. This is transformative sales. It's like it's not even sales, it's really serving as we've been talking about, but it's a different sequence. So I'm sorry, what are some of the insights? What are some of the takeaways, Lucy, Vesna, Nora, Sahaba?
I mean, I think it's awesome. It's super exciting and very aligned. And um, I've done the identity thing. I was taught in the past to do like give them an identity, and so I've like done the like tiny bit like, oh,
Mm,
it seems like you're an action taker,
I
like
know.
done that like basic stuff, but
Yes.
not like to this level. So this is super exciting. And just as a plug for Luis, I was able to do so well on the sales call today because I've been working one-on-one with Luis on these and doing sales call reviews and getting the right script. So, um,
Thank you.
just wanted to give that plug.
I love that. Appreciate it. And that is a big insight. It's this realization that, yeah, we all do certain of these techniques, but how do we take them deeper, more aligned? So, Vesna, what about you? And then Nora and then Sahava.
Thank you for today. Thank you, everybody, and thank you, Luis. I really love these seven questions. I think it's
Mm.
amazing because it really puts everything in a beautiful flow and it goes one after
Yes.
another. So it's really amazing. Thank you very much. Really.
Thank you. No, thank you so much. Nora or Sahava, I know Nora, you have your camera off, but what are some of the insights or takeaways you guys are leaving with?
I wrote it. It's just feeling how the best copy is to use words from testimonials. It's like to
Yes.
take those words because in testimonials, that's when people are sharing their transformation or how they're feeling afterwards. And I have so many and so many powerful ones. And when they're in
Mm,
testimonials, they'll get buried. Not everyone will read the testimonials, but I
yes,
could use those words for my copy and
literally.
so I'm gonna go through all my testimony people now. So I just keep putting them in, but
I
yeah,
know.
but
I
use
know
those
it.
words. That's the most powerful. It's like these are the questions answered essentially are
That's
in.
right.
So make sure you get testimonials, and in
Yeah.
your testimonials, you could even write these questions to them to
Mm,
write in with people that have already worked with you, and then you have all your sales copy.
boom. Love it. And Nora, I know you had put something in there. Maybe that's the takeaway, but
No, I'm not sure. The takeaway, I think, I'm still pondering on just this quality of allowing the client's relationship to be like real relationships where they will
yes,
themselves to you, and you need to show up for it enough so that they know that you're here, but also not.
that's right. Beautiful. Yes, that's what it is. It's just the truth, you know? Like, yeah, it's also a little bit scary too because we got to deal with that because it's a relationship. Use the questions that they ask you. Yeah, absolutely. So, Vesna, so to a Sahaba, yeah, like whenever somebody asks questions or clarification, even, yeah, anything that comes directly from the client, that scenario-based marketing, by the way, is we are imagining like what is our ideal client doing, but also if they've already gone through the process, boom, that's what it is. Okay. Well, thank you, everybody. We'll see you guys shortly and keep rocking it. We'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye.